I wanted to make sure to recognize that we have also our Central Florida lead organizer for Florida Conservation Waivers, Grant Lewis here. Grant, thanks for as we go through questions. If there's anything you'd like to add, being part of the team, feel free to come up. We're going to give our sheriff an opportunity to talk a little bit. And Sheriff, one thing that'd be great, since we're talking about the effects of climate change, is the disaster responses, which I know you have a lot of experience about. And we know the storms are getting stronger, and so it'd be great if you wouldn't mind chatting for a few minutes about your experience after Hurricane Irma, what you all experienced, because this is the cost of inaction right here. So thanks, Sheriff, for being here. Appreciate it.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, Congressman and esteemed guests. Like the Congressman said, when we were hit, and we knew that that hurricane was going to come over us, what we had to do is plan. We had to plan very quickly to know that we had to make a difference with our community. And so we put together teams that could get out there immediately and take care of downed trees. Because one of the things that we have to concentrate on, we have a storm of that magnitude coming through this area or the area that hit the panhandle, is to have these teams prepared to get emergency services to where they are most needed. And with those downed trees, time is of the essence. And so that was one of our most important and critical functions at the office, was to make sure that we had those teams in place to make a difference and get to those places that were in need of the services. And then secondly is the loss of life. Shelters in our community, in our county, and it should be across the state of Florida, are so very important to understand. We do have sexual offenders and predators, and sometimes we have people who have done things and they have warrants for their arrest. They're out there, but their life is just as precious as anyone else's. And so we want to make sure that we have a shelter for these people. The jail is not the shelter for these people. In Osceola County, we had a separate shelter for sex offenders and predators, and we were checking IDs to make sure that they didn't mix and mingle, that we didn't violate the law as law enforcement officers, but we did have a safe place separate from the rest of the population. We had a shelter set aside on Beaumont Avenue just for those folks. So their life could be preserved and protected like anyone else's. And also, if you were an illegal immigrant, one of the things that we took into consideration is that your life is also precious. Before you're a Mexican, a Puerto Rican, or you're a Venezuelan, or anything of that, you're a human being. And my job in this county is, if you're here and you need help, you need protection, that's what we do in the face of a storm or any other natural disaster we might be facing in Osceola County.
Sheriff, and if I may, I just want to thank you publicly for opening up our shelters to everyone. There were a few counties around here that specifically said they were going to bring ice or check to see if people had proper papers right before a hurricane. And it's hard for me to get sheriffs be consistent with my values. They don't happen, but it's great to have a friend in you who then publicly said that everyone was welcome here in Osceola County. Let's give them a round of applause.
Goes with the heart to serve, and I thank you for that, Congressman. And I brought some of my team members here.
Yeah, introduce your team, please.
Absolutely. This Major Kevin McGinley Jacob Ruiz, a major of mine, and also Major Ron Roberts. And these are three of the individuals that I depend on most at your Osceola County Sheriff's Office. So when there's heavy lifting to be done, these gentlemen take care of it. As well as my chief deputy, who couldn't be here today. She has pneumonia. But my chief deputy is Martha Jennings, and she does a fantastic job running that agency in my stead. And these are her three go-to guys here. And so we're very proud of the agency that we have. We work so very hard for you, and we're going to be there for you in your time of need. I promise you that.
Very excited because everybody kept on time. In fact, we're official, we're a little early. So it's now to the part of the program that I'm most excited about, which is taking questions. I know we have some cue cards of folks who've